What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Today I have the second part to the Kavalan Solist series that I've been doing. It's the Manzanilla sherry cask. I don't know if you guys can make that out, but it's bottled at 54%. This is a cask strength whiskey. It's aged in Manzanilla sherry, which is located on one of the islands of Spain, which is known for its similarities to Fino sherry. That's a little bit more popular than the Manzanilla. Manzanilla, Fino, and the Amontillado have what's called a cap de flor. It's basically a layer of yeast that sits atop the wine when the wine is aging in the barrel, and it helps with developing the wine a little bit more. So it's got a different character to it than your typical Oloroso and Pedro Jimenez type sherry casks. Manzanilla is also a lot lighter colored wine. As you can tell, this is much lighter than you would get out of a naturally colored whiskey that's aged in Oloroso or Pedro Jimenez. Okay, so it's got a nice amber to it, but it's lighter and it's natural color. Like I said, it's bottled at 54%. The Manzanilla will also give, because of the coastal region that it's aged in, the island region of Spain, it's got that salty characteristic, that salted caramel type characteristic that you would get on a whiskey that is aged anywhere around the border of Scotland or one of the islands of Scotland. Okay, so that transfers through from my first experience with it to the actual whiskey. Although the whiskey doesn't have the salty characteristic, or it does, but very minimal, you'll get a little bit more because of that Manzanilla. Alright, so I'm gonna nose it, taste it, give it a mark. But before I do that, I want to talk about Morgan Street, which is a new company on Kickstarter run by Sam and Will. They're funny guys. They posted a YouTube video to start off their Kickstarter. They're doing whiskey stones, okay? And whiskey stones are basically a way so that you don't water down your whiskey. You use these whiskey stones and it cools off your whiskey. You throw them in the freezer, it cools off your whiskey without watering them down, without making your whiskey lighter, all right? So if you prefer cool whiskey or spirits, throw a couple of these in, or all three of these in, all right? You guys can support them on Kickstarter. I'll add the Kickstarter description, or link, sorry, in the description below, and you guys will be able to support Will and Sam with Morgan Street. And they have some really cool looking stones as well. They got a skull and a whole bunch of different funky looking whiskey stones that you can add to your glass, you know, for those who like their whiskey chilled. Back to this whiskey here, Manzanilla Sherry Solist. All right, that's a Kavalan. We know that Kavalan tends to age their whiskeys between the Solist range anyway, between 2 and up to 8 or 9 years. All right, this is probably around the 7-year range. Okay. Absolute stunning nose immediately. You get that salted caramel characteristic. I guess spit a little bit there. So sweet on the nose. Very fruity, getting like a raspberry. Like a syrupy note. Some like orange marmalade. Again with that salt and briny note. maybe some like darker fruits, like cooked down fruits even. Not sure what my son's doing up there. On the description it says melon, I can see that. Some toffee, I definitely see that. Some cocoa, I can see that as well. It says some mint and citrus. The mint I'm not picking up as much this time. I did pick it up the first time I tasted the Manzanilla, but not this time while I'm reviewing it. I wonder what would happen if I had a full bottle to actually go through. This one's the Amontillado, alright, and I'm saving that review for this week sometime. I do have an interview coming up, interview/review coming up with Mark Bylock. He's from Whiskey Buzz podcast, alright, and we're going to be doing the Poor Man's Pappy. It's around here somewhere. I'm not going to reach and drop stuff, but anyway, on the palate. Wow. So, it's got all the beautiful characteristics that I love about a sherry without the things that I don't love so much about a sherry aged whiskey. It doesn't have any of those savory, curry-like, cumin type spices. It's got a brininess. It's heated because of the 54%, but I wouldn't recommend adding water to this one. Just super sweet, super full. You definitely pick up that salted toffee. Chocolate's more prominent on the palate for sure. I'm not picking up vanilla on the palate that much. And then that orange marmalade kicks in right away. Long finish. A lot of chocolate on the finish. Man, this is really good. Okay, so I definitely like this one better than the Pedro Jimenez. I thought so the first time I tried it. I'm sticking by that. It's really, really good. I feel like this might be better than the Amontillado as well. I gotta give the Amontillado another shot to know for sure. Larry from Kavalan did recommend that I pick up the bottle of the Manzanilla. I should have listened because I absolutely love this. It's exactly what I want my whiskey to taste like. It tastes like it's 25, 30 years old. It's unchill-filtered, natural color. It's got a weightiness to it, and it's just a really, really beautiful dram. Man, I could drink that all day. Okay, just so you know, the bottle looks like this. All right. They're all a little bit, well, the only difference on all the bottles is the color and the ribbon, okay? This is an A+, guys. It's definitely an A+. It's an A+ on the nose, A+ on the palate. The finish is incredible. The viscosity is insane. The legs on this glass are just glued. I'm thinking this is probably like a 92 if I had to give it a mark. It's, in my opinion, that much better than the Pedro Jimenez. I know a lot of people prefer the Pedro Jimenez. The Pedro Jimenez is $100 American more expensive than the Manzanilla. But for me, this is the better whiskey. All right, so that's an A+. All right. If you guys get a chance, you can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm trying to put in some stories on my Instagram, so I notice a lot of people are really enjoying those. I also have a Patreon if you guys want to support this channel, help fund some of this crazy expensive whiskey, and hopefully eventually get me out of the red for this channel. But I appreciate your support just by liking and subscribing these videos. So if you can continue to do that, that's all I ask. Also, if you don't mind sharing with a friend that likes whiskey as well. Cheers, guys.